Hey, what is going on, UCNDC? Just today we're playing some games with Greens Blowns, very similar to the list that Stefan used to win the regional over in Germany a couple weeks back. I put in a Pheromosa over a Switch, and I put in an Ultra Space over, I forget, but there's a fourth Ultra Space now. It was a Lily's Pokédoll at one point, and I decided, I don't really like that. I didn't really get a lot of value out of it. I did go on an 18-game win streak with this list just the other day on stream, twitch.tv/AzulGG. Yeah, so I thought I'd go ahead and share the list with you guys and play some games with it. We're getting close to the new release of Sword and Shield, so we're going through a lot of decks I've already gone through before, but soon we'll have a bunch of new decks to go over and play around with. But for now, let's play some games with Green Blowns. Up against that PikaRom. Okay, so take a look at our opening hand. We don't have too much to work with. I don't want to flint away. We could flint away a custom catcher probably. I don't really want to. I'm just going to check this, see if it gets us a greens. It does not. So then we have to go with Heat Factory here. We Heat Factory away the fire. Draw ourselves 4 cards. There's a Victini at the very least to work with. That is not exactly what we wanted though. Okay, we can go greens. Get ourselves. We're probably not going to get turn 1 full blitz anyways, so we should just be fine actually. But we can greens, I guess, for Ultra Space and a second Fiery Flint. And then we basically have turn 2 attack set up here for a knockout on a PikaRom. We're probably not going to knock out a PikaRom because there's no reason we would get access to PikaRom unless we draw into a custom catcher. So I guess we'd have to get a little bit lucky, but I might go ahead and flint away the custom catcher here. See what our top deck is. Flint away our top deck plus the custom catcher. Use Heat Factory. If we get a Blacephalon, don't use Ultra Space. If we don't get a Blacephalon, use Ultra Space, and then just kind of go from there. Thinking back on it, I think I probably should have flinted away the energy and the custom catcher off the start, and then use the Pokégear. Tried to get a greens for the Ultra Space plus another card wherever I thought was needed. Probably another Flint, so we could probably try and set up a knockout on a PikaRom just in case they do turn 1 full blitz us. It's super rare in the current builds of PikaRom to get off a turn 1 full blitz. It almost never happens. Doesn't mean it can't happen though. So I could have prepared a little bit better for that. There's the reset stamp. Not too surprised that that is coming out. It's another reason having extra fire energy in the discard pile would have been pretty good. Then we can activate a fire crystal to it. There is the Coco already. Okay, no energy in the discard pile. Yeah, they have the Coco, but I don't think that means we're gonna get turn 1 full blitz here. It might though. It might. Okay, that's a lot of gas. We got 2 Fiery Flint, 2 Blacephalon, but we have no no sight of any what's it called at all. Supporters. Go ahead and Fiery Flint, get rid of 2 fire, get ourselves 4 fire. We now have 2 fire to work with, or 3 fire to work with in the discard pile. Go ahead and attach. I think we are going to go with a Blazer here. I am going to retreat, and yeah, Blazer. See what we get. Maybe a knockout, and then maybe we get a prize card. Nope, we know where Pokégear is though. I guess that might be helpful later on. Who knows? 20 damage to a Jirachi. Not a knockout. Not what we're looking for. Yeah, the hand is definitely dead. There's no doubt about that. Our hand is dead. Hoping that we see something a little bit better than what we currently got here off our top deck. We need a Welder would be nice. Welder would be really good. A greens to set up for the following turn would be okay as well. But they might get access to Tag Bolt, which is pretty scary on the following turn. But then we could like close out the game with Victini, or yeah, I'm a little bit scared of Tag Bolt. Like if I top deck a greens, I could get Ultra Space for another Blacephalon and a Welder, and then I would probably be good to go from there. But yeah, that would depend. I'm curious to see if they would even go to set up for the Tag Ball. Another thing that we don't know if they play, which can be a pretty big deal in this matchup, is do they play custom catchers? Usually PikaRoms, I feel like, don't play custom catchers anymore because they're trying to fit like the whole tag call engine in the deck, and a bunch of other stuff to be consistent. So I feel like most of the time they do not have custom catchers. They do have great catchers, but none of our Pokemon are GX besides our Blacephalon-GX, which doesn't get used until the end of the game. So most of the time I feel like we're okay. There's the Stadium Nav. Do we see a heads? We do. Okay, here comes the Thunder Mountain, and then the full blitz, and it looks like they are going to go to set up the Raichu and Raichu, which is definitely fine with me. If they're going to set up Raichu and Raichu, I'm okay with that. that actually works out almost a little bit better for me, because then I can go knockout tag team, as opposed to having to go knockout tag team, knockout non-tag team, and then still take a knockout to win the game, or even try and get into the burst GX can be sometimes a little bit awkward. So knocking out tag teams back to back, definitely how I prefer to go about taking knockouts. All right, there's 3 to the PikaRom. They are setting up for PikaRom's tag bolt. We'll see what we top deck here. It is a greens. Like I said, we're gonna go ahead and grab ourselves an Ultra Space and a Welder. Oops, there's the Ultra Space. We do have 2 Blacephalon left. I was like, oh my gosh, we're out of Blacephalon. But yeah, put them back there. All right, Ultra Space and Welder. We'll go ahead and throw the Ultra Space in play. Ultra Space ourselves a baby Blacephalon. I'm going to attach an energy. Maybe I'll just hold the energy. I was gonna attach an energy to the Victini. I think I'll just actually hold it because we might need it, and then just pass over to our opponent. Hope they don't have energy attachment, double custom catcher, knock out both baby Blacephalons. Yeah, we're just kind of hoping they don't play custom catchers. That's what we're hoping for right here. No custom catchers, we'll be okay. Or even if they play them, like, it's from how they've set up, it's probably decently unlikely that they have custom catchers in hand. So we should be in a pretty good spot here. They shouldn't have custom catchers. We also forced the energy attachment onto the active. They still do have access to the Cocoa Prism though, so they can recover even after we knock this out to be able to attack again next turn, but they might whiff. It's very possible they whiff the knockout in the next turn for sure. And another tag call. Probably going to see a Caitlyn and Cynthia here just to draw cards. Yep, there it is. Draw some cards with Caitlyn and Cynthia. Why not? So we're currently missing 1 energy to be able to actually take the knockout on this PikaRom on the next turn. But we should be able to get there. We also would like to hit a Beast Ring. Beast Ring would be great. So that way we can set up the other Blacephalon, get that guy ready to go to knock out the next tag team, and then kind of just close out the game in 2 turns from here on out. So that's probably the best card we could draw off of the top deck / Welder. Well, maybe, yeah, top deck or Welder would be a Beast Ring. We want a Beast Ring, set up the other Blacephalon, get him ready to go. If not, we are going to be a little bit short on energy in play probably, but we could probably get it together over a couple turns to get the Victini or Blacephalon, or our 4th baby Blacephalon to get a knockout. And if we could get the reset stamp here as well, and they might just whiff an attack, that we did quite a bit to get another attack going. There's that Beast Ring top deck that I was talking about. 9 energy left in the deck. Welder first, these 2. Drew into another energy. Gonna bench this guy. We do need, we're gonna go attach. So we have to flint away Beast Ring and Blacephalon GX, but I'm fine with that. Get 4 of these. Attach 1 to the active. We have 5 to knock out the PikaRom. That's the one thing nice about PikaRom. He kind of takes, yeah, 1 less energy to knock out than like the rest of the tag teams these days, and it can make a big difference, like it does right here. We would have not been able to knock out a Mew and Mewtwo, or a ADP, or the Tribirds, but PikaRom's easy pickings, 240 HP, 1 less energy. A lot easier to take a knockout with. There we go. Get rid of him. Get ourselves some prize cards. I'll take the Pokégear. The only thing the thing we want access to the most here is greens. So the Pokégear grab, definitely what we want. Flint is okay. Fire Crystal is great. So we have all of our Fire Crystals in our deck. Got access to more access to greens through the Pokégear. Because if they attack with a tag team on their next turn, which it looks like they're thinking about, we can just go greens for like Flint and a Fire Crystal, and then, you know, between our top deck, if they do even stamp us to 3, like currently we can just win the game out of our current hand. Currently we just win the game. So they definitely need to come up with something. But if they don't come up with a stamp, then we win. If they do come up with a stamp, then, you know, these are good cards to have access to off of the reset stamp. But we'll have to see if they even reset stamp us to begin with. There is a Zapdos, so we could just see the double E power knockout here. I feel like that's definitely what they want to do. For sure, they definitely want to go Zapdos, double E power, knock us out with the Thunderous Assault. There it is, 1 to Raichu, 1 to the Zapdos. But still, if they don't have a reset stamp, our hand currently lets us win the game. Unless I'm missing something, we might be a little bit shorter on energy than I think. Greens for double custom. How many do I have in here? 9. I have 13 in there, so I could flint away. Well, if this gets a all right. Flint away those 2. Yeah, we should be good. Yeah, there's the double E power. I'll use Ultra Space at the beginning of my turn so I can count my energy in my deck, see if I can use the Flint to actually get energy out of my deck, because I might not be able to do that, I guess. We'll see. Goodbye, Blacephalon. We only need 5, though. Yeah, send up Blacephalon. Draw for turn is the Welder that I was thinking about. Ultra Space. If this gets double custom, Flint would get us 2 energy, which is not quite enough. We are once again an energy short on being able to take the knockout. So what we could do is Welder, but then we'd have to hit double custom if we want to take the win this turn. We still want to Welder though, I think, onto the Victini. Get him set up ready to go. Yeah, I think we want to Welder onto the Victini still. So that way, even if they reset stamp us, we'll be ready to go with that. But I don't want to, yeah, so we want to go fail that. Fire Crystal for 3. This is our first Fire Crystal. We're going to Welder 2 to the Victini. And actually, even if I whiff, like, I don't even have to knock out the Zapdos this turn. I could leave the Zapdos alive, and it would probably be fine. Currently have, could get up to 10, 11, 12. So we can go Flint now. Get rid of these 2. Uh-oh. Did I mess up? No, I think I can get rid of these 2 just fine. Yeah, get rid of these 2. Get ourselves 2 fire. Then those out of the deck. We have 10 in the deck, and we go to 11, 12. We'll be doing 240 to knock out the PikaRom. If this finds us a custom catcher, it does not find us a Welder or a Greens. I think we want the Pokégear because we prefer to have access to Greens on the next turn than a Welder. And we still have Fire Crystal left. We have a custom catcher in hand. We could knock out the active. And I think we should knock out the active before they go reset stamp, not because that was Zapdos again. I'm going to go attach and then Fire Crystal for 3. And then knock out with the Fireball Circus. It's getting close here, but I think, I mean, we still have the advantage. We could get reset stamp down to 2 now. But if we get a Greens, we get some more Fire Crystals. We do knock out a tag team, or if they just knock out our active, we do just knock them out with Victini. We'll be doing 260 damage when these 3 energy off this Blacephalon make their way to the discard pile. So we're in a good spot, I think. Either we get Greens and we win, or we get Greens and we win. Or they knock out our active, we win with Victini. If they don't knock out our active, we currently win the game out of hand. If they can KO our Victini with like double custom catcher, then we need to find a Greens for double Fire Crystal, and that's 6 energy to knock out the Raichu and Raichu. So yeah, no matter what they do, they're kind of stuck. There is a Pokégear. That is access to our Greens. We have 2 Greens left, 17 card deck. Reasonable odds. But once again, if they just knock out our active, we just respond with Infinity. Knock out your Raichu. They attach to the Raichu. There's a Guzma and Hala. So I don't know what their plan is here. Currently, they don't win the game. Maybe they're going to dig for those custom catchers, that custom catcher off the Stellar Wish, but they had a Volkner in hand, which could get a custom catcher. So I'm assuming they just don't play custom catchers at this point. Like I said, generally, they're not going to be playing custom catchers anyways. I think that's what we're looking at here. There's an escape board. Maybe they haven't quite checked how many energy I do have in my discard pile. They can't GX attack, so they can't knock us out and run away. They have to use the Tandem Shock. Tag switch. Maybe they have another attacker to work with here. We'll see. If not, I'm just waiting to win the game, basically. There we go. Tandem Shock. Infinity does do it. That's 13 in the discard pile, which is 260 damage, which is how much HP the Raichu and Raichu has. Yeah, maybe they just didn't count. Usually, you don't utilize Victini in this way in this matchup, or in most matchups. He's usually there for the one prizer matchups is where he's most utilized, but sometimes you can use him to get the big one shots, and we'll take that dub over our opponent's PikaRom. Our opponent opened up the big blown here. No idea what that means or what they're playing. I do know with our current situation, we could get donked. So we got to go ahead and remedy that situation. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves a Flint and an Ultra Space. Put the Ultra Space in play. Grab ourselves another small blown. And then I kind of want to Flint away 2 fires. I like flinting away 2 fires pretty aggressively usually early on. It feels right. Get some fires in the discard pile. It activates Fire Crystal, stuff like that. So I do feel like it is correct most of the time, or sometimes it's not all the time. And we'll attach to the bench and pass. Yeah, even if they don't, I mean, I guess they could just go for the Burst GX here, then we could whip the knockout on the active because we attached to the bench. So maybe I should have just held the attachment. I guess it might have been correct to just hold the attachment there. Okay, so it is Big Blown. So this is definitely a favorable matchup. Definitely looking at maybe getting knocked out here on the turn 1, though, because we did give them 3 mulligans to work with, which means it's not too ridiculous if they had, there we go, Welder for 2 onto their Big Blown. So yeah, I would expect if they're opting for that line of play, I mean, they just kind of got a lot of cards in their hand, man. Yeah, they're probably going for the Mind Blown here. They could just go for the Burst GX, but then they risk getting knocked out and losing all that energy for nothing. So I'd imagine they'd want to go for the Mind Blown here, especially when you got the Beast Energy to work with it. All right, perfect from our opponent so far. Beast Energy, knockout. All right, calm down. Maybe I should have held the Flint. I'm kind of like thinking back on that. Unsure if I played that out correctly. And then Welder first and then go from there. But oh well. Here we are. So here's what we're doing. Welder to our active. We need a few energy. There's a Flint. I got scared for a second there. The question right now is, how many energy do we want to end up with in our discard pile? I could get rid of a custom here, actually. I think that would be fine. Get rid of one custom, one fire. The Beast Ring I think is too good to get rid of, and the rest of the supporters also super good. So I think I want to keep all that around. Bench Blacephalon. I will attach to the Blacephalon because this does open it up for us to actually be able to attach to the Victini on the next turn. We can go like get Victini energy, Beast Ring to this, attach to the Victini, and open. Yeah, it opens us for us to be able to actually attach to the Victini next turn. It's broken. It's so good. Try to get second Beast Ring even, or look for the second Beast Ring on the following turn. Definitely want to get the second Beast Ring utilized at some point. That would be great to get the second Beast Ring utilized. We definitely want to utilize that second Beast Ring if we can. Yep, Ultra Space still sticking around for both of us. That's fine with me. There's another Big Blown. We can just look to go knock out Big Blown, knock out Big Blown, knock out Big Blown. I think it's going to be our game plan here. It's going to knock out 3 Big Blowns in a row. They're not putting in any one prizers into play for them to utilize, so I mean that's fine with me. The only thing I wouldn't want to see here is a reset stamp. It doesn't mean we'd be dead in the water, but it'd be a little bit annoying to potentially recover from that. So yeah, hoping for no reset stamp. Just gonna keep cruising, knocking out back-to-back Big Blowns. Maybe we go knock out Big Blown, knock out Naganadel. Who knows? I'm looking for this initial Big Blown knockout, and then we'll see where the game goes from there. There's a Hearth. It's not an Ultra Space. I think I would have preferred the Ultra Space sticking around, but Hearth is definitely not bad for us. That is for sure. Hearth is pretty cool. I don't know if we're gonna be able to utilize it. We're not gonna be able to utilize it as well, I don't think, as we could have the Ultra Space. I definitely would have preferred if Ultra Space had stuck around. But oh well. Ooh, there's a Turtonator from our opponent. That will definitely throw off the prize trade. And there is a Resetting Home Marsh Shadow. So they got everything cooking right now. Yeah, that Turtonator's a little bit annoying, but it does allow us to use Burst GX at some point if we want to. Really not the biggest deal ever. We'll be just fine to play around that. Yep, there is the Mind Blown once again. Was it 2 off the active? Okay, sure. We do leave Beast Ring turn this turn. Reset Stamp is pretty good on this turn if we are going to Reset Stamp. There's that. I think we just start with the Beast Ring. Grab 2. Okay. They're there. And I will play the Acro Bike. I think I want the custom here. Double custom to close out the game a little bit sooner sounds pretty good to me. And I will go with the Rosa. We'll grab Victini. And I will grab, I think, Ultra Space so I can keep finding my Ultra Beasts. And with the basic energy, I will take as well. We won't be able to use back-to-back Beast Rings, I guess, but that will just have to be fine, I guess. We'll just have to be fine with not using back-to-back Beast Rings. Yeah, we'll just have to be fine with that, I guess. Energy Victini, and then I think Ultra Space. I could grab the Reset Stamp here. They would be able to attack, but it would make it harder for them to attack with the Turtonator. So yeah, maybe I should just grab that Reset Stamp, actually. Then we have Crystal for 3, greens for next turn. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. I kind of like this. I kind of like the Reset Stamp. If they can't attack with Turtonator, it means they probably have to attack with this guy, which means it's just another GX Pokemon in their active, which means we can just win with Victini on the following turn. So yeah, I like the Reset Stamp here, actually, I think. Go with that. Attach to the Victini. Crystal for 3. And that is our first Crystal. We'll have to Crystal again next turn or get energy off our prize cards. I'm sure we prized a couple energy still. 7, 10, 11. There's 1 prized. So that would be a pretty good pull, so we don't have to use a Crystal. And then Victini can just use Infinity with that fire energy that we pull off the prize card. We'll see what we get here, though. 1, Perfect. The Fire Energy first prize card we pull, and a custom catcher off the second. So currently we just win the game. We just go attach to our Victini, double custom up their Ganadel-GX, knock it out, and then game over. We'll see what else our opponent has here. There's a second Nag-GX. They currently do not have a way to attack with Turtonator. So that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that Welder and some Fire Energy. Get this guy set up. That way they don't have to use a GX Pokemon, because currently if they use a GX Pokemon, they do lose the game. There's the Oricorio. Oricorio, super good in the Blacephalon deck. Yeah, you have GXs in play anyways. May as well have one in play that just draws you 3 cards when one of your Blacephalon gets knocked out. That sounds like a good trade-off to me. I don't know. I'm in. There's the Heat Factory. We can definitely utilize that if we have to. There is the use of the Heat Factory. Did they get their Welder? They are down 2. So them whiffing here wouldn't be too ridiculous. Nope. There's the Welder from our opponent. They're going to be all good here. As long as they get another Fire. Uh-oh. Are they going to be stranded at 2 Fire here for the Explosive Jet? Charging up. Do they have that last Fire Energy out of hand? Okay, they do. They're good. Do they have a Reset Stamp? They don't have the Reset Stamp, so that will be game. We will simply bring up our opponent's Blacephalon-GX with the double custom catcher attached to our Victini and knock it out and win the game. Nothing our opponent can do about it. It's all us at this point. Attach, double custom, bring up that third Blound. 3 Blounds in a row with the Infinity knockouts, and that's it. That's the game. Another dub here. This time over the Blacephalon, and that's going to do it for my video on the Greens Blound deck. Short video, 2 games, 2 dubs. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give the video a like. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. This is definitely one of my favorite decks to play right now, so I definitely recommend checking it out, playing around with it. It's super good. Try it out. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.